Episode 6, Brothers Radio.
Hey, welcome back, everybody.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Huh.
Refreshing.
It's Friday.
It's fucking Friday. Almost Friday.
It's time for a Bud Light. Time to talk about random shit.
Talk some shit.
It's a gorgeous day. Finally, the smoke fucked off.
Oh, thank fuck for that. My lungs have been not doing so good with that.
Yeah, I've been
smoke
hacking up all sorts of weird shit. Not good.
Not good.
So.
It's probably worse for, the people whose houses are on fire, but,
Oh, yeah, the residents of Kelowna are not having a fun time right now.
Yeah, but, those people are sort of vagabonds anyway. They don't need homes.
Yeah, that's right.
Kelowna's just full of, hippie, gypsy people.
Yeah, you
so.
just live in the alley anyway.
Yeah, half the town is homeless anyway. Swear to God.
Or they all dress homeless.
If they're not homeless, they're trying to be.
Yeah.
Bunch of posers.
There's a bunch of guys in American Eagle shorts walking around with their shirt unbuttoned, and then it's just full of girls wanting to get free boat rides.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, it would pay to have a boat in Kelowna.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind to have a...
Doesn't even need to be a good boat. It just has to be a boat.
Does it float? Yeah.
Does it hold water long enough for us to get drunk on?
Yeah. Does it hold water long enough for me to get absolutely blasted? You'll get halfway blasted.
Yeah.
Good enough.
You'll get halfway blasted, but your buzz is going to wear off when I get you to bail the thing out.
Yeah.
You're going to be working so hard pulling water out of the fucking
Dad,
hole.
I can't drink enough Bud Lights. Somebody start pouring whiskey.
Yeah. Someone pour something a little stronger. We're working too hard here.
This is horse shit.
Luckily, I've never had to be on a fucking boat like that. I just leaked water.
Well, you're pretty close there with Uncle Willie.
Oh yeah, that one boat he had was in rough shape. That so the transom, he put some fucking ridiculous
Was the transom rotten?
Well, yes. First of all, the hull was good, except for the transom on the back.
Oh, of course.
And this boat was rated for, I don't know, maybe a 40 or 50 horsepower engine. Yeah, he put a fucking Mercury Tower of Power on there. That's like 110 horsepower. Holy fuck, you just heard a race car go by.
No, that was a
racing bikes.
Yeah, it was a street bike.
Yeah,
that
some
thing was
fucking pocket
fucking
rocket.
moving.
Fucking crotch rocket.
I wonder
was
if
giving her.
Hopefully we didn't just stop and just stare at the camera and nobody else heard it. We heard it. It was loud.
That was pretty loud.
Yeah.
Maybe it's on there. Anyway, yeah. So this boat was other than the transom, it was in pretty good shape. Well, he repaired it himself, and I don't know if
What? Home hardware epoxy.
Some sort of 2-part epoxy and 1/2-inch plywood.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was
Treated.
no, it's 3/8 plywood.
Treated.
It's 3/8 plywood, untreated. So
Class.
anyway, he used that and then put this fucking 110 horsepower engine on there. So when he, really put the throttle to her, yeah, you could see that thing flexing, and it would start leaking through the back there pretty bad. But see, the trick was you just don't stop moving. You get the thing planing on water, and it wouldn't take up water because the whole boat would be out of the water.
Oh yeah, because the whole transit was.
The whole transit would just be out of the water. So
nice. So you just did 100 miles an hour everywhere you
yeah,
went.
pretty much. And that thing fucking went, dude, because it weighed nothing. You could paddle it like a canoe.
Yeah.
But then it had 100 horsepower on it. It was wicked.
That guy's a fucking madman.
Oh, he's a mad scientist. So you popped a couple omega-3s, eh?
Yeah, I'm on fire right now.
Like the cod liver oil.
Yeah, come at me.
Took a shot of cod liver oil. I'm ready to rock.
Yeah, if you don't take vitamins, you're an idiot.
I don't actually take vitamins.
You don't?
I get it in my food.
Not enough. Do you get enough vitamin D? Probably not, you white bitch.
And I do.
No, you don't.
I stand in the sun a lot.
Still not enough. Don't you
get vitamin D from meat?
No.
Where do you get vitamin D from other than
I think
the sun?
it's strictly the sun.
No, it's from. You can get it from
And
other
supplements.
Not just supplements. You can get it from other stuff.
Like what?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure you can get it in other food.
Probably very small
Carrots,
amounts.
maybe. Carrots, perhaps. Who knows?
I don't think I think your major source of vitamin D is from the sun.
Yeah. Well, it's your body produces it when I think when sunlight hits you or something. It's like photosynthesis. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I was gonna regale you with a story from Stephen Avenue in Calgary. Now I don't know if you know this or not. I'm sure anyone familiar with Calgary doesn't know what Stephen Avenue's like.
Yeah.
Place is fucking nuts. That's where Palace Theater is. It's on- It's on Stephen Avenue, right?
We went there for the sheepdogs.
Yeah, we went and watched Sheepdogs there live.
That was a ride.
That was a good concert. But that street, it's all like that, where there's venues and bars and all kinds of
Yeah, it
crazy
just
shit.
turns into a big party.
Big party.
Did they close that whole street off?
Yeah, well, there's a whole section like that. Stephen Avenue is 8th Street, but there's a whole
Okay, what's
quarter
the
mile section that's
is it
like just
17th? That's the Red Mile.
yeah,
Yeah, okay. They'll shut 17th.
during like Stampede or whatever. Yeah, but
Or,
no,
during playoff
Stephen
games.
Avenue is there's a quarter like that. It's essentially a quarter mile section of 8th Ave
Yeah.
that they call Stephen Avenue, and it's just foot traffic and taxis or buses or whatever else.
Oh, okay.
So, but anyway, after a certain time of night, it just gets really, really weird. And a lot of homeless people come out. I mean, there's lots of stories of guys just coming out of the woodwork, taking a shit in the middle of Stephen Avenue, and then running away. Like, that sort of stuff happens all the time.
And that city got voted the cleanest city in the world.
Yeah. So, like, think about what it's
How
like
many people shit in other cities?
Well, that's a good question.
You know what I'm saying?
Because, like, there's more than one story of people shitting on Stephen Avenue.
Yeah.
So, like, what's
People
Mumbai
shitting,
like?
Yeah, are just people shitting in the streets on a daily basis? Just like, oh,
I guess.
I gotta shit.
Well, you went to Paris. Wasn't that place the whole place smells like piss?
Yeah, it didn't smell great.
Yeah, the whole town smells like piss.
Yeah, it's not great.
People pissing in the rain gutters, taking shits on the street. Rome wasn't too bad. At least the touristy areas were nice, but I'm sure if you go into the more residential areas, it probably isn't great.
Well, in this country, we're lucky. We don't have a big population, and we have a lot of space, so we can get rid of our sewage in a very clean manner. Like
we
our
can
waste,
build
our waste
wastewater
treatments.
plants way away from town.
But we also have the space to properly clean your sewage. You need a lot of room. Like those big lagoons for the towns and everything, like that's a big piece of land.
Yeah.
That's what, 7-8 acres?
Yeah, probably.
And trying to find, so you need 7-8 acres for 1,000 people. Well, you can't do that in European countries. You just don't have the space for the amount of people.
Right. So they just treat with chemicals mostly.
Yeah, exactly.
In Calgary, actually, they have
we try to treat it naturally.
Yeah, well, in Calgary, they have I think the only system in the world like this where they use UV radiation to kill all the bacteria in the water.
See, that's what we do, but we just have it in big lagoons.
Yeah,
the sun kills it all.
Use the sun to kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they have this, like, they have it so it's more compact, and they just have these UV lights that just burn all the bacteria.
Huh. Interesting.
Whereas you go anywhere else in, even the States or even Europe, I think it's mostly just chemical treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus,
Except in Switzerland. Switzerland, they don't need to do that because they got fresh water coming off the mountains all the time.
Right.
They hardly even have to treat. What they do is they send all their wastewater and they send it downstream. That's a problem for the Italians. Fuck them.
Send it down to the Italians.
Yeah, the Italians, the Germans, the French, the Austrians, everyone's downhill from Switzerland. They're on the top of the world. It's genius. Their shit literally runs downhill. They don't even have to worry about it.
Like, oh, what do you do with your sewage? Huh? With what? Oh, I just.
Oh, you mean
shit.
Italian? The Italians' problem?
Oh, you mean Italian water?
Yeah. Italian tap water. That's the new name for sewage. That's good.
Yeah, I like that.
But anyway, back to my story from Stephen Avenue. So during Stampede, it was an absolute party. The whole town, all of Calgary was just crazy because everyone comes out of the woodwork. They're excited, lockdown's over, Stampede's going on. There's live music everywhere, fucking raves and shit going on. And Stephen Avenue's just packed. Well, we're walking down Stephen Avenue, and there's these fucking They look like the fucking the tweakers from Letterkenny. They look just like like Stewart and the other what's the other schmuck? Glenn or something, whatever those guys.
No, Glenn is the pastor.
Right, whatever though, the tweaker dudes, right?
Yeah.
There was these 3 dudes and the one guy's girlfriend. They looked just like that. The guy was literally wearing black Carhartt overalls, no shirt underneath, and he was bald. And I was like, he's
bald
bicked,
with the
bicked, playing a banjo. The other guy was sitting on one of them Cuban drums. You know, it's like these square drums that you sit on and then you.
You mean a wood box?
It's basically a wood box, but it's got like some strings in it, so it kind of sounds like a snare drum.
Oh, okay.
Basically a Cuban snare drum. So that guy was sitting on there playing a fucking snare drum. The other guy's plinking away on a fucking banjo. And looking at these weirdos like, what fucking hole did you guys crawl out of? But I mean, hey, they're playing a banjo. I stuck around for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, that guy's actually pretty good.
Was he pretty good?
He was pretty good.
Nice.
But then I had to ask myself, where did this guy learn how to play banjo?
Who the fuck is teaching banjo?
Oh God.
I think it's just a tradition passed down. I don't
tweaker
think
to tweaker.
Yeah, tweaker to tweaker.
This banjo was your great grandfather's. He was a tweaker in the 30s. He was addicted to methamphetamines.
He was doing.
And now it is yours.
He was back in Germany. He was doing meth with Hitler. Back
He was Hitler's
before
plug.
it was cool.
He was Hitler's plug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild.
Stephen Avenue, man. It's great. Great place.
We're gonna have to go back there for some sort of concert.
Yeah, there's always live music in Calgary. There's something going on all the time. I always want to go to the King Eddie. It's a great little spot.
Where's the comedy club in Calgary?
Well, there's a couple. There's Yuck Yucks, which is like, those are all over Canada.
Okay.
And Yuck Yucks is on 12, I want to say. I could be wrong. I'm not totally sure. There's Broken City.
Okay.
That's on, I think on 11th Street. Yeah, I think it's on 11th Street. And then there's a couple other places. There's like the comedies. What's the other place? Comedy Cellar or Comedy something. I can't remember. There's maybe 3 places you can do comedy or see comedy.
I didn't know. What's the best? The Yuck Yuck, probably.
Well, yeah, that's because like they get headliners there all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like Norm Macdonald's been there, and they get Kevin Hart and whoever else, right? Broken City's not bad either. They've had lots of guys there.
Oh, yeah.
I think,
Nice.
Yeah, when we were there was this guy who's got a Amazon special. He's this Indian fella.
Bo Burnham?
No, not Bo Burnham.
I guess fucking funny.
Yeah. He kind of lost his brain a little bit.
Yeah, I went a little crazy.
Yeah, he must have thought that was a great idea. Oh, yeah, I'm going to lock myself away from society for a whole year. I'm sure this isn't going to fuck my brain up.
It totally did.
But
I'm glad he documented it.
Anything for science. By God, there goes that animal.
Yeah.
One of God's own mutants.
God's not done with this soldier yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Too strange for mass production, too weird to die. That's from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love the opening scene of that movie. They're just cruising across the Nevada desert. He's just blasting.
How's that go? What's the first line in there? We're about 10 miles west of Barstow when the LSD started kicking in.
Yeah. He's on LSD.
Boom! They're just zooming in their fucking Cadillac.
Just blasted. Are they both doing
Drive
it?
faster, man. Don't you know this is bad country? Yeah, they're both just fucking tweaking.
How could you drive a car on LSD? Do you think?
Very well, I would think.
I don't know if I'm willing to try. I think I'd die.
Well, if you were peaking on LSD and driving, that would be very dangerous.
Yeah.
If you're coming down, then I think you're mostly just tired. So it's like the same as like driving, like you have been awake for 20 hours.
Driving tired is terrifying.
Oh, it scares me. It scares me horribly. Oh. I've had it where you'll kind of just check out for like 10 minutes. Your brain will be sleeping, but like...
Oh, I do that all the time.
But like
I do
part
that
of your
on a
head
daily
is...
basis.
Oh, yeah.
I just check out and I'm like, oh, man, I really just went into manual mode there for a bit.
Autopilot kicked in.
But yeah, it's scary. You're driving, you're like... You ever come to a stop and you're like, I didn't even think about stopping. And I just came to a stop.
Yeah, your body knew what to do. Muscle memory, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
your fucking Abdullah Ablamgada is running the show. Meanwhile, your fucking your brain is
my prefrontal cortex is just playing some fucking elevator music.
yeah. The girl from Ipanema is playing. Na, 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 na,
Or just the Wii Sports. How the fuck does that go again?
Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. I love that song.
Classic.
Yeah, the Wii. Now that was a revolutionary console. I like how
Wild.
when they first released the Wii, they neglected to include wrist straps, and then people were like so retarded.
Right off the bat?
Off the bat, they forgot to. That was something they included. Maybe a month after they released the thing, or 2 months after, because people would do the bowling or tennis, or whatever.
Oh yeah,
and just fucking whip the controllers to the screens.
The YouTube videos of just like people playing the Wii and fucking up. Like
Yeah,
they
actually
go for
let
a
go of
bowl
the
and actually slip on the floor and eat shit, or throw the controller into the TV.
Yeah, they would bowl and then they would throw the thing right into the screen.
Or
and break
baseball
the TV.
was bad too.
Oh yeah, you'd wind up and fucking, or you'd go for a hit, or you'd go for a pitch, and oh yeah. Awful.
The best part about the Wii is eventually you learn how to play by sitting on the couch.
With the least movements possible.
Just like playing baseball is just wrist flicks.
Yeah.
Just little shit.
Yeah, you're just using one arm, barely moving it.
I am smarter than the Wii.
Yeah. They're trying to get me fit because people are getting fat. No. I'll just sit on the couch, play tennis.
Exactly. Or didn't they have like Olympic sports and stuff? No. What was that called? You'd have like shooting arrows.
Oh yeah, well the whole
archery.
Wii Sports thing. There's basically every sport from the Olympics. There's boxing. That was my favorite one. Was the boxing.
Yeah.
What was that one? There was like the one AI who was like really good. And he just beat the fuck out of you. I think his name was Matt, and he was like this black guy. I think he was a stand-in for Mike Tyson. And he would always beat me.
Derek Lewis.
No, it wasn't Derek Lewis. His balls were hot. Yeah, the boxing was good. The sword fights were really good. What else? Well, that was on the sword fight one was Wii Sports Resort.
Yeah,
which came after.
That's the best part about Wii is they sent you got the Wii, but you also got Wii Sports.
Yeah.
So like the first 2 months, you didn't really have to buy other games. You just played tennis and shit.
Yeah.
Which was
honestly, that's the only games I ever played on the Wii. Everything else sucked.
What? Oh, and I used it for Netflix before, like.
Before they like stopped the program on there. Like you could use it for Netflix, and then I think they eventually discontinued the software updates or something, so it just quit working. Yeah. But yeah, I always just used the Wii for Netflix. That was good.
That was before I probably could have got it on my phone then, too.
Yeah.
But I had no way to play it to the TV. That's why.
Yeah.
So I
you would have needed
had
like a Chromecast or a Roku or something.
Yeah,
like that.
or a smart TV. But they didn't really have smart TVs back in 2000.
Well, no, they did, but they're fucking
expensive.
Yeah, you'd have to get one of them sharp
so I just had
Aqua, whatever ones.
Yeah. Now they're cheap as fuck. You can go to Visions and pick up
you get a Hisense
55 for $500.
Yeah, get a Hisense fucking special TV.
Good little TV.
Yeah. I don't need that shit. I just need something to play stuff. Like you just buy a Chromecast. It does everything for you. You just control it on your phone. It's wicked.
We should get a Chromecast and a TV and put it here.
Well, I got both. We could just set that up next time.
All right.
There you go.
I like Apple TV because you can mirror your phone.
Yeah.
Which is sweet.
Yeah. Well, you can do that too, the Chromecast.
Oh, okay.
You just have to... I don't know if Apple can do it. It's really easy with Android. But, I don't know. Do you need another beer there, brother?
Yeah, I'd have a beer.
All right. Nice and cold one, or do you want one of these ones that's piss warm? All right, piss warm.
No, I'll have one from the bottom, please.
All right. Get you one that's right nice. There you go. Nice and cold. Sipping some Colorado Kool-Aid.
Here we go, everybody. This is the Bud Light ASMR. Oh.
Oh man. Oh, I'm seeing the spike here on the audio recording. Oh, I can just tell by looking at it that was good.
Crisp.
Coleslaw.
Oh, recycling there.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
What else?
Got some other whack ass topics or stories.
Well, I was just thinking about this the other day about how much I miss like elementary school fucking fist fights, or like junior high fist fights.
I have yet to this day to ever be in a fight.
Serious?
Yep. I've never thrown a punch in my life. Well, other than like the ones between you and me, but that was like pussy shit.
Yeah.
Like I've never actually been in a fight in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. When we used to fight when we were like young, it was never like all out or anything. It was always you reserve, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, you just end up with like grabbing each other's tits or something.
Never been in a fight.
Fucking purple nurple. That was the worst. You sucked. You were an asshole. You used to purple nurple me all the time. That fucking pissed me off. You used to purple nurple me so much, I'm scared of my own nipples.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Don't be scared of your nipples, Gum.
I'm scared of them. Because they're so sensitive.
Oh. That's older brothers, I guess.
You fucking prick.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'm over it. But I used to get in all kinds of fights in elementary.
Yeah.
Well, mostly just because we'd get into fights with... either we'd fight each other, like me and my friends, all of a sudden we'd just be bored and we'd decide to start fighting each other. Or there was these kids who were pretty weird, and they took everything really, really personally, and then would go tell the teachers and tattle on us and shit. Yeah. So then we'd...
Tattle.
There's a word you haven't heard in a while,
yeah.
eh?
Oh, yeah.
Tattle.
My teacher told me to turn in my essay, but I ain't no snitch.
Yeah. That's my homeboy. But anyway, so we'd get into big fist fights, and I remember this one. It was actually, I think it was me and Uncle Willie were having a little tussy.
Yeah.
Well, this was in like grade 2 or 3 or something. Yeah. I can't remember. And like the good thing about elementary schoolyard bullshit is you're too small to actually cause any pain to each other. Really, you can't cause any damage. You cause a little pain, but no damage.
Yeah, no serious damage. You're not strong enough to, because a fucking
like
8-year-old's head is pretty tough.
Yeah. Well,
like, I'm not saying go out there and punch an 8-year-old in the head, but
no. But saying, an 8-year-old can punch an 8-year-old in the head.
Yeah, it's like.
So if you're 8 years old and you're listening to this podcast, first of all, where are your parents? Second of all, go to school in the fall, find the biggest kid you can, and punch him right in the head.
Yeah, you'll probably just
assert dominance.
Yeah.
School is prison. It's just like prison.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I advocate just beating the fuck out of each other.
Yep.
Even though I've never done it, but if you want to fight, fucking go at it.
Yeah.
Get that shit out.
So me and Uncle Willie were having a little tussy in like grade 3, and I can't remember how this all worked, but I somehow managed to. I like turned myself into a battering ram with my head and charged him like a fucking ram.
Yeah.
Like a breeding ram wanting to rut. And I charged him and I got him right in the stomach with my fucking head. I was like full bore, full tilt, just sprinting at the guy. Yeah. Got him right in the stomach, fucking winded him for like 15 minutes. He's like on the ground. And all of a sudden we're like, wait, what the fuck are we doing? I can't believe I just did that to you. I'm so sorry.
I just absolutely killed him.
I fucking leveled him. I flattened him.
I killed him.
I fucking killed him. Oh. Yeah, we used to get in all kinds of good fights. He was a scrappy bastard. He got into a fight with one of them weird kids. And this weird kid, Will would always grow long hair out, right?
Yeah.
Well, this weird kid grabbed him by his long hair and started jerking him around like this, you know. It's like, that's the cheapest move ever. You can't do that shit.
Yeah.
You know, the rules are, don't be grabbing any hair like a bitch. No ball stuff. No hitting the balls.
Yeah, that's just unwritten rules.
That's unwritten rules. No grabbing hair. Like, this isn't a cat fight. So he grabs his hair and he's fucking yanking on his hair. And that just made Will mad. It just made him madder and madder. And eventually, we stepped in and broke him up. And I was like holding Will back, and someone was holding the other guy back. I see the fucking angry look in Will's eyes, and I watched the whole thing. I saw him grabbing his hair and shit. I'm like, I think he gets a free shot. So I just, all right, well, and I just let him go. And Will fucking, he'd been doing Taekwondo for a couple months before that.
That's one thing we share is we're both anarchists. I love that shit.
Nothing like a little chaos.
Yeah.
No, this was justice. This wasn't anarchy. This was justice. So I says, okay, he gets a free one. I let him go, and he had been doing Taekwondo for a couple months.
Yeah.
Well, he fucking, levels up this fucking knee kick, front knee kick, kicks the kid right in the head. He kicked all the way up, up to his head and hit the other kid right in the forehead. Bang! Fucking sends him flying back. Boom! For 3-4 days, he had this big fucking bruise on his forehead. It was awesome.
Oh, school was chaos.
Oh, it's like prison. Straight up prison. We got into this fucking line brawl one time.
Yeah.
There was 3 or 4 weird kids versus 4 or 5. I think we outnumbered them. We were probably 4 or 5.
Oh yeah.
Of my crew.
I was always on the side of
the most numbers.
Yes, absolutely. I was never a weird kid. So.
Yeah. Well, I always was, but I was always with the most numbers. I knew how to play the game.
Yeah, that's right.
You go with the winning side.
Well, you play both sides, so you always come out on top.
That's right. That's 100% correct. So there was 4 or 5 of us fighting these other kids. There was 3 or 4 of them, and we had this one fella, this big Métis guy. He just picked one of the dudes up off the ground. Well, how was it? Oh, okay. One of our guys was fighting one of theirs, and they were fucking wrestling on the ground or whatever, pulling hair and punching each other and scratching and kicking. And this big Métis kid just picks up the weirdo by the shirt collar, fucking pins him against the wall.
Yeah.
He's like, "You're gonna stop right now, all of you, or I'll fucking break his neck." He just went. I mean, he went full Apache on us. It was awesome. Fucking made peace quick.
Yeah, hit this peace pipe, brother.
Chief peacemaker right there.
Half.
Oh. Yeah, so that's enough.
Yeah,
it's more than me.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, I love getting into fucking schoolyard fights. I usually started most of the fights, but rarely saw them to the end. I would usually just sit on the sidelines and watch the other.
I'm a shit disturber too.
Yeah.
I get the fights going. It's like, well, my work here is done.
Yeah. Perfect. The show's on, baby. Get the popcorn.
Let the chaos ensue.
The show's on, baby. Get the popcorn.
Exactly.
Yeah. I almost started some shit between. Oh well, I was telling this fucking skid that let's tell him what it is. Tell him what he is, how he is.
You're a fucking skid.
You're a fucking skid, bud. I mean, fucking look at you. You're wearing the Cookie Monster fucking pajama pants to school. The big Osiris fucking skater shoes. He's growing his dumb blonde hair all the way down past his ears.
He's on the corner. He's on the corner. He's on the corner by the school smoking cigarettes.
Smoking cigarettes. Yeah. He's fucking 13 years old smoking dope after school. This guy's a skid. He's going nowhere. So I told him how it was.
His mom is drunk.
Oh, yeah. His mom was drunk. His dad, I think he worked with his dad at one point. I'll tell you who afterwards. Well, anyway, I'm hanging out by my locker, chirping this fuck, eating an orange, mind you. Just popping oranges.
That is key to the story.
Popping oranges. Well, he comes over and he just, he's like, "Oh, you want to fucking fight?" I'm like, No, I don't want to fight. I just want to call you a skid for the next 30 minutes.
No, I just want to eat this orange.
I want to eat this orange and fucking ridicule you for being an idiot. And this guy just grabs my orange and whips it. Just whips it down the hallway. I was like, "That's my fucking orange," I said to him. I was eating that.
Was it a big orange or a little mandarin?
No, it was a little it was my little fucking Christmas orange.
Where is this motherfucker?
Oh, I think he's in prison. Last I heard, anyway.
He just couldn't leave school.
He couldn't break the grip of the Cookie Monster pajama pants. Once you put those on, there's no going back.
Exactly. Anyway.
So yeah,
he whips
my fucking orange, and I'm like, I was eating that, man. Playing it super smug. I know where this is going. Well, this big Métis fella, me and him were pretty tight. We were pretty good friends. He was always had my back because he always stuck out for the little guy. And he comes over and he's like, "Oh, is there a problem here?
Is there a problem here, sir?
Is there a problem here, sir?" And he's like, No, there's nothing. I was like, "Yeah, there's a problem. He whipped my orange down the hallway." And he's like, "Well, you better say sorry." The guy's like, whatever. And they, him and his little entourage of skids walk away. And I was like, well, that paid for itself. That was awesome. That was a great little altercation we had there.
Yeah.
All for the cost of an orange.
I got plenty more oranges where that came from.
So I grabbed another orange out of my backpack and just kept on eating.
Kept on trucking.
Kept on trucking. There was this other weird kid who would always just be playing on his DS, playing Pokemons and shit.
Yeah.
He was like extra autistic, that guy. Playing Pokemons and like talking to himself while he's playing Pokemons. And he's like hanging out. We're all waiting for the buses to go home, right? And he's playing Pokemons and talking to himself, being weird. I just walk over to him, look at his DS. I just pulled the fucking game card out of the DS and it just fucking shut his old DS down. I don't know how many hours of unsaved game he had been playing, but he was mad.
Truthfully, like probably 15 minutes, but to him it was probably the end of the world.
Oh yeah, he probably evolved his fucking Charizard or whatever.
Whatever the fuck that means.
His fucking Pikachu. So anyway, I pulled it out of his fucking DS and I went, that's kind of neat, and I just handed it to him. Here you go. And I walked away, and he's, you fucker, and he can't, he's like trying to fight me and shit. And I'm like, yeah, see ya. And I just kept walking. That's the best. Like, that's the best. You just fuck with someone, and then you just walk away. Like, what are they gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Fight?
Are you gonna follow me? I'm gonna walk about 100 meters that way. You're gonna actually follow me for 100 meters? Come on, man. You're autistic, and you play video games your whole day. You don't have the lung capacity to walk that far.
I can't believe you bullied autistic kids.
I was an autistic kid. I still am. There's some regular folk don't know. There is a dominance hierarchy amongst the autistic kids, you know. And I was on top, baby. I was fucking king.
I was top dog, bro.
I was top dog of the autistic kids. I had them whipped.
Know your fucking place,
know your
trash.
Yeah, I was king of that plantation.
Holy shit, that's too cruel.
Yeah. Yeah. That was good stuff.
But we know better now, so.
Speaking of autistic kids, really heavily autistic kids, coming from experience with autistic kids, me being one, I don't think I'm actually autistic, just so you guys know. I'm just a little strange. Yeah, a little bit. I'm probably a bit autistic.
Could be.
Could be. Who knows?
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, that for one summer, I worked at a machine shop. I was cutting steel pipe. And it's kind of a gross sound. That was my scratchy little beard. I'm just you folks on YouTube can see me scratching my beard. It's rather icky. I should have shaved before we fucking did this podcast. Yeah, you should have shaved before we did this podcast. Good God.
Yeah, I've let this go for 2 weeks now.
Fuck.
That's the longest I let it go for probably a year.
Oh God.
Yeah.
You have kept her clean for a year?
Yeah, I've been clean shaven for a long
stash.
time.
Girlfriend doesn't like facial hair?
Well, she's not against it. She just prefers it without. So I'm like, oh, so you don't like it?
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta keep the peace.
That's right.
Keep her in your good graces. Or the other way around.
But I thought
keep yourself in her good graces.
Thought I'd grow some hair out for a couple of weeks, see what it looked like, see if it was a little bit fuller than it was a year ago, and it's definitely filled in a lot. But I got a long ways to go. It's
filled in a lot. It sure doesn't look like it, buddy. Same here, fuck's sake.
Well, if you look at like Dad's beard, sure.
Well, yeah,
he's been at it for 55 fucking years.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and he's half Italian, whereas we're only quarter, so he can grow hair. We can't. We got too much Scottish in us, ruining everything.
We'll see where I'm at 30.
Yeah. But anyway, though, speaking of autistic kids, so I worked at this machine shop for a summer, cutting steel pipe, and the day that I started, this other kid started.
Yeah.
He was from Ontario, and he was, I was 18, and he might have been 16, 17. Yeah, he was 17. And his mom worked in the quality control department.
Yeah.
And he came out for the summer to live with his mom in Calgary. Okay. And his mom's like, hey, get a job for the summer. You just ride with me, come to work, fucking do whatever needs to be done, make a little cash. And he's like, okay, cool. This guy was something else. Like, he's the kind of guy who claims that he's like a history buff, but then can only tell you things about the German army in World War II. Yeah, I'm a history buff. Yeah, I like World War II.
Oh, so what's your thoughts on the fall of Constantinople?
Yeah. The
What?
fall of Constantinople in 1453. Did you have any ideas? You know, what did Mehmet II, why did his strategy work? What? All I know is German army go take the Caucasus oil fields, Stalingrad.
Panzerfaust. Shut the fuck up.
You fucking eat my Panzerfaust, you fucking retard.
Exactly.
Goddamn retard. But anyway, so that's what. Sorry, brother. I almost made you choke on your Bud Latte.
Yeah, I almost died there.
So this guy, you know, he tries chatting me up, whatever. Very friendly fellow, you know. Good guy. Friendly guy. Too friendly. I don't think he picked up on the fact that I didn't want to talk to him much. And he kept doing this thing where he kept saying to me, hey, I think next week they're going to put me on the steel saw. You know, he was just like a shop bitch, right? Just cleaning up metal filings and mopping the floors, and, you know, just
Starting at the bottom,
right? And he's like, yeah, it sounds like next week they're gonna put me on the saw. And I'm like, yeah, sure, yeah.
All right, buddy.
You fucking know your place. And they kept saying that. I'm like, okay, they're not putting you on the saw. You can barely mop a floor.
Yeah.
And so anyway, this guy, it all made sense because he started talking about his dad in Ontario, about how his dad has this like Magic the Gathering card collection that's worth like thousands of dollars.
What the fuck is that?
It's this fucking faggot ass card game from the 90s.
Faggot ass.
Where guys collect cards and it's like, oh, I got a, blue-eyed dragon. Oh, fucking dastardly witch.
So I
beat your blue-eyed dragon.
There's something gayer than Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
Oh, way gayer. Yu-Gi-Oh is at least Japanese. It's kind of like exotic. This is made by fat American faggots.
At least it's got the population behind it. The whole country of Japan.
Yeah. I don't know if it has a whole country of Japan behind Yu-Gi-Oh,
but more than whatever the fuck you're talking about.
Well, Magic the Gathering is huge, actually.
Really?
If you Google it, it's apparently huge because, of course, our society is continuing. Our society has been pussified and continues to be pussified as the years go on.
What's it called?
So the amount of Magic the Gathering players increases every year.
What's it called again?
Magic the Gathering. It's a fucking card game that's like all about wizards and fantasy bullshit like that.
They look like Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
It's like that, but it's not nearly as cool. Well, I never played Yu-Gi-Oh or any of that shit.
You know,
I had a Beyblade.
I don't know if he listens to this, but Brody Perry,
you know
who you are.
That was a Yu-Gi-Oh dude.
He had the fucking thing.
No way.
What's that called? Where you had like the...
I don't know. He had the fucking deck with you put the cards in and shit. That's fucking funny.
I'm pretty sure. I hope
because I remember watching like the TV show.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I remember watching the TV show.
Forget the TV show. Remember the commercial at Christmas? You get like you put it's like the armband with all the 5 cards you can put on.
Yeah, you put the decks of cards in there and you fucking whip them out.
You can battle or whatever the fuck. Oh, Blue-Eyed Dragon. I can't.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I know from Yu-Gi-Oh because I remember that being like the best card or some bullshit.
He had stacks.
But
anyway, you know why he had stacks of them, right?
Because his parents hated each other and fought for the love of their children by buying their children gifts. Sorry, Brody. You know it to be true.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Honestly, if you asked him, he'd give the same answer.
Yeah.
That guy keeps it real. He knows what it is.
Yeah, keeps it 100. Shout out to Brody.
Old Brody. So anyway, this guy's dad was an autistic retard. And then somehow managed to have a kid with a lady. And that kid grew up to be an autistic retard.
It's kind of cringe for a lady to... Oh, no, I better not say that.
Why? For a lady to have sex with an autistic guy?
A little bit, yeah.
Well, there's like levels of autism. There's like...
Oh, yeah, I guess there's Elon Musk.
There's like, yeah.
He's
there's
Asperger's.
There's like autistic people who put their autistic superpower to good use. And then there's autistic people who collect fucking trading cards.
Yeah.
And like are obsessed with Lord of the Rings and World War II history. Listen, World War II history is all fine and dandy, but fuck, like there's more than just, that 6-year period. In all of the 5,000 years of written human history, there's more than just that 6-year period.
Yeah, there's some pretty neat shit.
There's a lot of neat shit. Read about guys like Gonzalo Gonzalez. He was a Spanish conquistador.
Spanish? I would have never guessed. It's not with a name like that.
No, I think he was from Netherlands.
Yeah, I think.
Could have sworn he was Swedish.
Anyway,
No, but he showed up.
wonderful Spaniard.
He was a conquistador who, I think he got shipwrecked or something
Where?
in Mexico,
Okay.
and eventually joined. He like renounced his Spanish culture, language, and everything, and joined the Mayans.
Okay.
He got like he had like the bones through his nose and the big hooped earrings and everything. He renounced his entire culture and became an interpreter for other Spanish conquistadors and the Mayans. And eventually, I believe he fought with the Mayans against the Spaniards at one point.
I was gonna say because
There's statues to him.
you know how that shit went.
Oh yeah, yeah, that, yeah. Much like your boot and an anthill. That's what the Spanish did to the Americas.
Yeah.
That's a good piece of history right there. That's probably the most important piece of history in the last fucking
Is
4,000
how
years.
influential the Spanish was to
Well, just
this
the
whole continent.
the discovering of the new world, they call it. It's not really discovering of it, but it's essentially there was 2 lines of human lineage,
Yeah.
right? You had the old world, which was Europe, Asia, Africa, and there was a degree of movement between all 3 of those regions.
Yeah.
And then you had the Americas, which were completely cut off from any other human populations. So if you think about it, time may have gone on to the point where those people groups evolved so that branch of humanity could have evolved and become a separate species.
Yeah.
If
They continued to be separated like
they
were.
if they continue to be separate.
That's kind
'Cause
of an interesting thought
like that's
when you think of like different worlds too. Like the possibility of other life. It's just like that. Like what if at one point it's possible for another civilization to be just like humans, but then they could be in a million years they could be something completely different.
Oh yeah, well you go back a million years in our genetic history,
exactly,
and it's hard to even recognize.
Where are we going to be in 1,000?
Who knows? In 1,000 years, it's you can't really tell. That's too small of a scale. But 100,000, you can definitely see that there's definitely going to be changes.
No,
But-
I mean even just like where will man have reached in 1,000 years?
Like technologically, I mean,
Yeah.
not biologically.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about
Yeah.
because it's going to take, like, biologically, we're really not going to change in 10,000 years. Not huge.
Not a large amount. They've estimated that for the last
Because we will become
for the last
more,
10,000 years,
we will become more integrated with technology for sure.
Yeah,
But
we already
that's-
are. We have been actually. You think about like one of the major
Ever since we started
drivers
wearing clothes.
Yeah, exactly. One of the major drivers of human evolution has been our interaction with our technology. The fire,
Yeah.
the clothing, the spear, arrows. Once we developed arrows was that 20,000 years ago or some bullshit?
Yeah.
Our evolution is actually, there's an interaction between our biology and the technology we've created.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's a good point. If you think about in 10,000 years, maybe our evolution, if for some reason, maybe our brains are more,
Well, I think
are easier to understand internet language better than like physical human language.
Yeah.
Because if you think about the internet in a way, there's a language to itself just in images.
Oh yeah.
So what if the human mind...
in the entire meme culture.
Exactly. Like it's like the most strange thing.
Yeah.
So what if in like a few thousand years, 10,000 years, let's say, the human mind is better equipped to express and understand ideas through image through the sending of images.
Could
And,
be.
and rather than just words that represent sound, you could send full images. You could, and then maybe the brain.
Well, not so much
the brain
full,
understands
full
that.
image, but to be able to send exactly what you're thinking. Like if you can imagine something,
Well, in a technological
imagine
way.
something in your mind, and then for you to be
And
able
if you had
to
if
clearly
you had a
see
fucking
it
like
on
antenna,
a screen,
if you had
kind
an
of thing.
antenna in your brain or something, and you could just
You know what I'm saying?
put it
Like
on
I could, in a way, kind of screenplay my thoughts, what I'm imagining.
yeah. Oh God, imagine that was actually the case.
Imagine that.
Imagine you had a fucking antenna on your head and it just transmitted to a TV.
Because right now,
And then everyone was watching what was going on in your head.
But that
would be
kind
awful.
of sucks. I'm glad we're still in a place where I have to kind of explain myself because it's kind of.
I don't
it's
want
fun.
people to understand me instantly.
Yeah.
Because the minute they understand me instantly, they may think they know me entirely.
But like when I'm trying to explain something, it's also a lot of fun when that person or you understand what I'm getting at. All of a sudden a light goes off. You're like, oh, I know what you're saying. That makes perfect sense.
It's kind of an art form in a way.
Yeah.
Coming up like weaving together a sentence and then seeing someone recognize what you're saying.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, if all of a sudden we had like telepathic communication where we could just send like images to each other's brains
Yeah.
or just pure data to each other's brains, that would suck. Which is why the Unabomber was correct. Ted Kaczynski, if you're listening, he's still alive, eh? You can write him letters.
Oh shit! Will he write back?
Yeah, he has
really?
before. Ted Kaczynski, if you're listening, big fans here. Not big fans of, he killed people and that wasn't too cool. But, your ideas, you make a good point.
Yeah, he's not as radical as
people think he
as
is.
people think he is. Yes, he sent bombs and killed people. Not cool.
Not cool.
But his ideas on
Not cool, man.
why he did it aren't far fetched. He just, you got to sympathize with the guy just a little bit.
Yeah.
God, I hope we don't. I hope the
God.
fucking government is gonna
The old
bust
podcast.
down my door at
This may
2:30
be
in
the last
fucking-
episode of the podcast. We're going to get fucking murked by the fucking
We just-
alphabet boys here.
We just hit the fucking top of the list.
Yeah. These guys are praising
What's
Ted
the
Kaczynski.
Canadian version of like Homeland Security?
RCMP.
RCMP does everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, so if you think, our intelligence is Canadian, what's it, the CSIS, CSIS, Canadian something intelligence service. The S in CSIS doesn't stand for something. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, the RCMP though handles a lot of domestic intelligence and foreign intelligence as well.
Really?
A little bit, yeah. Like
But
because they have to
obviously not a
keep
very-
tabs on foreign individuals coming into the country, that sort of stuff. But mostly
okay.
domestic,
So
obviously.
they're not. There's not some. There's not like three boys from the plains of Saskatchewan out fucking roaming Romania looking for intel.
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, why would they go to Romania?
Yeah.
You're not going to get any
Exact-
intel in Romania.
Exactly. But
Show me an intelligent Romanian. What intel can you gather from that? I've never seen
I've never
met a
stand by
Romanian
this.
with intel.
I stand by this. I've never met an intelligent Romanian.
That's not entirely true. There's some nice
God,
Romanians out there.
I hope that one is listening.
What Romanian? Oh, that Romanian. They fuck him. Don't worry, he was taken away from Romania a long time ago.
That's right.
So he didn't, he's gathered some intel. He's had a chance to gather some intel,
right.
unlike his other Romanian
So we're
cousins.
just worried about the people coming in. We're just keeping
Yeah.
tabs on the people coming in.
Yeah, that's what the RCMP would do. But most of what they do is domestic, and they deal with everything from fucking petty crime to terrorist threats.
Yeah.
That's what the RCMP is all about. Whereas in the States, they have different departments that deal with. So like the FBI, for instance, deals with actual crime, but like crime that's on a national level.
Yeah.
Then of course you have local law enforcement dealing with local shit.
Got your sheriff.
You got your local sheriff. You got Chicago police doing their best.
Where's the deputy?
You got Chicago police doing their fucking damnedest, but God, it just ain't good enough. It's just not working.
Just ain't working for him.
You got the fucking the FTA, the Federal Trade, FTC, sorry, the Federal Trade Commission, dealing with, high level crime, white collar crime, bankers and insider trading, that kind of shit. People embezzling money in banks, in hedge funds, corporations, that sort of stuff. That's what they handle.
Yeah.
Here, the RCMP basically handles everything.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fucked.
It is. Like, you could definitely find negative parts of it, but I think there's a lot of positive parts too, because if I was to join the RCMP, I would have so many different options of what I could do. I guess you could do that in the States, but you just have to go through all the ringers of like joining different departments.
Yeah, you gotta
once you're
transfer from
RCMP, you just say, hey, I want to do this eventually. You'll work your way there. You'll get there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's also the case that I think per capita Canada just has less crime.
Oh yeah,
because there's less money here. Money drives crime.
Well, not so well. Yes, but there's a lot of like our middle class is quite large.
The middle class is pretty strong here. That's true.
So there's just a huge percentage of just good working people here.
There's no incentive for middle class people to steal.
That, and if you don't work, you will die. It's just that it's too cold to be homeless in this country.
Yeah.
So
as years go on, it's becoming more lucrative to be homeless. In Calgary, there's people who are homeless, and then they just hang out at the drop-in centers and stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, fun story: saw a guy fucking ODing on a bench on 10th Street. In Calgary the other day.
Yeah.
That was cool. I was walking over to the liquor store, grab a bottle of wine, and there's just a dude fucking passed out. There's a service in Calgary that like specifically deals with like ODs and stuff. People like homeless people just dying on the street. I can't remember what they're called, what department it is. It's literally like the Department of Overdoses or something.
Who the fuck came up with that?
I don't know. Anyway, these guys were like trying to revive him and stuff. Like, hey, buddy, you awake? And the guy's like, no, come on, buddy, you got to get you off this bench. I'm like, this is fucked. So I walk over to the liquor store, buy my bottle of wine, walk back. Guy's still sleeping hard. So I think they were getting prepared to just grab him by the ankles and haul him into the fucking van and drive him to the drop-in center.
Yeah. He sleep.
Whatever he got, I want some of that. Fuck.
Hey, what he doing over there?
Sleeping on the park bench. ODing on heroin or whatever. Fentanyl.
Yeah, probably.
Probably fentanyl. Opiate of some kind.
You want to save lives in this country? Make opiates legal.
What?
I'm fucking with you.
Make opium legal.
Yeah. Opiates.
All opiates. Make all opium legal.
Make all drugs legal.
No, make opium legal. You know why? Because then it'll be some sort of cruel.
Then we could do opium.
Well, yeah, we could just smoke a fucking opium pipe, like it's 1870s China. That's what I was gonna say. It'd be like if we all of a sudden legalized opium, it'd be like a cruel and ironic twist of fate, because that's what we did to China.
Yeah.
The Brits fought China and won, so that they could sell opium to all of their addicted masses.
I thought China's loved opium for thousands of years.
Oh, yeah. Well, everyone's loved opium for thousands of years. Who doesn't love opium?
Yeah, but it's notable in China for thousands of years.
Well, yeah. It's notable, and mostly in the Middle East, too.
Yeah. Well, that's where all the good poppies are grown. Mm. Afghanistan.
Yeah. Central Asia. Huge in Central Asia. India. But, I mean, opium was huge in pretty much the entire British Empire, too. They used it as medicine and everything. Be like, oh, you got Cramps? Well, first we'll do a round of cocaine. If that doesn't clear it up, we'll hit you with the cocaine and the opium.
You got ghosts in your blood?
I don't know.
Take a couple bumps, bud.
Take a bump of cocaine. If that doesn't clear it up, we'll smoke a hash pipe together. If that doesn't clear it up, I got some wicked stuff coming out of Afghanistan for you.
I got that Afghani.
That Afghan opium. Mm-mm.
Tasty.
That's ought to put hair on your chest.
That'll put a little lead in your pencil.
Yeah. That ought to put a little opium in your bloodstream.
Don't have any drug tests coming up. But bro, this is 1745.
What the fuck's a drug test?
What the fuck is a test?
Hey, bro, you want to hit the opium pipe? No, man, there's a drug test coming up. What the fuck's a drug test? What's a test?
What's a drug?
What's a drug? Did you know there's some people who think that, the story of Moses talking to God on the mountain with the burning bush?
Yeah.
They think the burning bush...
I mean, who doesn't? Carry on, sorry.
Well, some people don't. Some people aren't...
Tom Cruise.
He probably knows the story. He probably thinks Moses was a fucking Scientologist. Everyone loves Moses, for fuck's sake. They should have made a... Fuck Chris Rock, they should have made a sitcom about that. Everyone loves Moses. But anyway, some people think Moses was getting high off of some crazy drugs and shit on the mountain, talking to God.
Oh, fuck yeah. There's got to be a certain amount of... I'm not just shitting on religions. Don't get me wrong. But there's got to be a certain amount of writings and godly experiences because people were on drugs. Has to be.
Yeah.
Because if you were to do shrooms, not knowing what shrooms were...
Yeah, you'd all of a sudden be like,
I would have thought I talked to God.
Yeah, if you had no idea what you just ate and all of a sudden the fucking floor is tying itself into a knot.
Exactly.
You know? Well, either a devil has possessed me or I'm talking to God.
Everything's geometric shapes and weird colors.
Yeah. The walls are breathing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's got to be a certain amount of that. Has to be.
Oh, yeah. Well, Native American religion and tradition is very heavily based in that stuff. You
Absolutely.
know, I think the Navajo were huge into, you do mescaline and you go on a journey.
Yeah.
You, go on a spiritual journey. Basically, you get fucking high and then you just go wander the desert for a day. Which, that fucking sounds sweet to me.
Yeah.
As long as you don't get bit by a fucking rattlesnake.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
as long as it's not too hot.
Well, then you do it at night.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
You get raped by coyotes. You come back, your asshole's bleeding. Oh, what did you learn, oh crying wolf? I don't know. I got raped by coyotes. What is the spiritual significance of that? And then, of course, the shaman can tell you.
Oh, yes.
The shaman just makes up a bunch of shit to, try and console you.
Try to justify the
fact that you got raped by coyotes. That's pretty much, I think that's probably Navajo religion in a nutshell. I don't really know, but there's a YouTube channel where there's this Navajo elder and he just talks about stuff. He talks about different topics. It's like, what's the Navajo perspective on getting raped by coyotes? Well, it's not good.
Oh, brother. It's not looking good.
Getting raped by Navajo. Getting raped by Navajo. That's not what I meant. That's not good either. Getting raped by coyotes, not good.
Yeah.
No, this guy's channel is pretty sweet, actually. He's talking about how the Navajo were... one of their core tenets was that they outlawed slavery amongst their tribes.
Yeah.
And if you had slaves, you couldn't consider yourself Navajo. So that was a major tenet of Navajo tradition. But in many, many other Native American traditions, slavery was a huge part of it, especially along the West Coast.
Yeah.
Like the Salish peoples on BC and into Washington and stuff, huge slavers.
Yeah.
Slaved like you wouldn't believe, just capture whole villages and enslave them, rape them, fucking take them to take them to their villages and make them, like
Slaves?
make them slaves, harvest berries, fucking fish, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were huge slavers there. There was the Cherokee, for instance, were proponents of slavery, or well, at least some bands of the Cherokee were. And during the Civil War, a bunch of Cherokee who lived in like Oklahoma, Texas, places like that, actually fought alongside the Confederates because they wanted to protect their slaves.
That's fucking
There was like
hilarious.
several tribes who fought with the Confederates because they're like, yeah,
shit.
slavery, we like it. We're doing it.
We like that shit.
We like that shit. We're doing it. We're fighting alongside the white man. And then there was other Native American groups in the West who fought against the Confederates because they didn't believe in slavery.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Oh, I love it. I love that. Yeah, it's like, yeah, we're fighting. We're going to fight with, the Montgomerys and...
I love how we're so wound up with the stuff that happened, like here in Canada, the stuff that happened only 150 years ago, but you look back 300 years, and it's clear that, like...
It was even worse.
Oh, the Native people were terrible. They did terrible things.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
I'm not trying to justify what the Europeans did, don't get me wrong, but, like...
you can understand why...
Take a look in the mirror.
You can understand why... in the European mind, why they were so afraid of Native Americans and why they saw them as a problem to be dealt with.
Yeah.
Because in those some of the early years, at least in the northern part of North America, not Mexico, but in like the plains and everything.
Yeah.
There was a lot of it was terrifying to be out here.
Oh yeah.
'Cause they just fucking scalp you, rape you, fucking take your bones.
You're a dead man.
Yeah. Fucking turn you into ritual items.
Put your skull on a shelf in their teepee or something.
Yeah.
If they had shelves.
Do they have shelves in teepees? Or do they just put it on the ground? I would just put it on the ground. Like, why would you bother putting up a shelf in a teepee? The whole point is mobile. You want to be able to move it.
Exactly.
So why would you put up a shelf in a teepee?
Now, I think shelves have only been invented by Europeans, probably. Just to keep trinkets and shit. Seems like a real white thing to do is just keep trinkets.
The Chinese would have had shelves. Japanese would have had shelves. Japanese love collecting shit. That's like their main export is like collectible shit. Fucking Beyblades and Yu-Gi-Ohs and Bakugan, all that shit. They're all about collecting.
I stand corrected.
They love collecting shit. They love it. It's the Japanese invented shelves, and it took thousands of years
to perfect.
But that technology eventually made its way to Europe, where Julius Caesar discovered the shelf and said,
Let there be trinkets.
Let there be trinkets. And thus the Romans started collecting hentai and putting it on their new shelves.
That was the first step into society watching hentai.
Oh God. Good God.
Wild. Well.
Say we wrap her up.
Yeah, how long we been at this?
Hour.
Nice. That was a good one.
That was a good hour.
All right, brother.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us.
Oh, fuck, dude. We got questions.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
Holy shit.
Go for another 10 minutes. We got some questions.
We got some time here.
We got a little time. We can just keep going. But you got somewhere to be? Well, yes, I guess you do.
I mean, no, but yes.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are those questions?
On Instagram.
Yeah, but they were on the story, and the story's gone after 24 hours.
Well, they're in the... Oh, for God's sakes.
How the fuck do you get there? I'm too retarded.
Yeah, well, you're proving that to be true. Oh, God, what the fuck?
Is that porn, Gump? You
No,
got some porn going
I was
there?
watching Muhammad Ali, okay? What? Here's some questions. Okay. What? Where'd it go?
That's what I'm saying.
What, it just disappeared?
Yeah. Oh, wait. No.
They're here somewhere. I was like reading them like an hour ago.
Oh.
Well.
Yeah, right here. Found him. So we got Josh's question.
Oh, yes. Couldn't have Josh on the show today, but
Yeah, because
hoping
he's
for next
too
time.
gay.
What's he doing? Having sex with men tonight?
Yes.
Well, hey,
Having it's gay sex
hey,
night.
love is love.
Anyway, Josh says, When did Gump's crippling addiction to feet start?
I don't know. I think it was probably when I saw his mom's feet for the first time. It's hard to say.
All right, next question.
Fuck you, Josh.
Get fucked.
Get fucked.
Russell said, y'all gonna have merchandise like hats or t-shirts?
Russell doesn't talk like a gentleman southerner.
Well, he's not Texas, but he says y'all, so.
That's true. He does say y'all. He doesn't talk like he's from Texas.
I've been doing a little designing. I'm thinking of going with a lot of Carhartt merch. Toques, sweaters, shirts. It's a little ways down the road, but definitely thinking Carhartt. And then, yeah.
We could just get a white T-shirt and sign it and give it to you, Russell, if that works for you.
Whatever works.
Whatever floats your boat, bud.
Yeah. Oh, and then Logan wants to get on, talk about cars and woodworking. We're going to have him on one day.
Oh, we might have to. He's a big fan.
He's a real shit talker.
Yep. That guy likes to talk shit. He's entertaining. Suppose we should have him on one of these days.
Absolutely. So.
All right.
Yeah. Let's wrap this bitch up.
All right. Will do. Thanks for listening, folks.
Bye, everybody.
Have a pleasant evening.
Coleslaw.